Go Hard Gambia. It's been a minute since I've been on YouTube. However, my mind has been on the movement. My mind has been on our people, and here I am. I've been watching YouTube, man, and we have seen many, many, many people come to not only the Gambia but other parts of Africa, and we've seen a complete and total failure of a successful repatriation of diaspora in Africa. I was watching Kanganda the other day, and he had Mark meets Africa there, and just a whole plethora of people, RJ, you know, many people that are on the ground there, or who were on the ground prior to the large influx of people coming into the country, or coming to the continent, who are now just extremely dissatisfied with the movement and everything that's taken place. A few years ago, when I came over to Africa, I actually returned back. I'm currently back in the States. There's many, many, many things that you have to be prepared for and be aware of. The greatest disappointment in the repatriation movement in West Africa is that our people have, in an attempt to self glorify, in an attempt to line their pockets, have destroyed something something that was just so great. A few years ago, when I had my situation in the Gambia, that was just the beginning of what we saw to be a trickle effect of people coming over to Africa, attempting to gain market share. And what I mean by this is that when when I was in the Gambia, we were building businesses, building websites. We were building businesses, building websites. We were doing a lot of things. And when people saw what we were doing, they were like, okay, this is something that I could be a part of. When you saw me over there with Go Hard Gambia, you saw many, many, many Gambians that were working in a positive manner. Many Gambians that I personally have taught with my own money. Many Gambians that were supported by the many, many people that supported what we were doing at that time, only to face utter destruction at the hands of other repat YouTube organizations, because they felt that we were taking, monies or potential that they could have had. And in doing so, not only have they destroyed their reputation, they destroyed their potential. We've all right now could have been in a beautiful, beautiful situation. Beautiful situation. I don't like to talk about money and we could have had this amount of money or that amount of money, but it's very clear that we had something major going on. But what you have is these personalities, man. You have these people that don't know how to act, that don't care about the community, that don't care about you. They'll tell you, hey, support us so that we can keep content going. Damn that content. Who gives a damn about somebody running around talking to people and all that type of stuff, man? That does nothing to help a community. You have to know who your leaders are. And your leaders are people who have a community agenda, a community plan. However, we have not only seen utter destruction and devastation in the Gambia, we've seen it trickle down to other countries as well, to a degree, man, that is very shameful. It's very shameful. But we're not going to talk about the negative. Everyone's fully aware and we know where everybody stands now. Everything is out in the open. The YouTube platform is not a place where we can grow in a productive manner. And what I mean by this is that, most people that we would call successful on YouTube, is really about them. It's really about their platform. It's really about their business. It's really about what they're doing. It's not about, what we could be doing as a community, as a collective. You seldom see that. And being that that's the case, when you have people that come that are people that are about community, and that's about building, these people feel threatened. They feel threatened when they see someone that's really coming with a real Pan-Africanist agenda. And then what you have is you have them getting together and grouping together with this negative to attack. And we saw that. We just seen so much ugliness coming from people who would and then you see many people left. Many people got ran out of Gambia. Many people left. Just the challenge of dealing with a market that's an impoverished market is hard enough. When we're going over and we're going into these different countries, and dealing with the locals. All right. And when we're coming in and we're trying to enrich and we're trying to build, the local community, we're dealing with a particular mindset and we're trying to help. So that's a huge challenge. That's a huge challenge in which most people fail. Most people get inside of those dynamics and they end up being consumed by the society, because we don't understand what we really need to do. And what we really need to do is we need to be able to, first of all, we have to follow the cultures. There was so much disrespect for the culture from our people, man. And we have to stay away. We have to stay away from any grouping of our people. The move, what the movement is about now is really a movement where we have to focus on creating institutions. And this is one of the things that I did. This is one of the things that I did when I was there. Anybody that came in that encountered Invest Relocate Africa, Go Hard Gambia, saw the education committee. They saw the healthcare committee. They saw, our real estate development program. And that's one of the things that I said that we needed to do early on, which is common sense. In the Gambia, we need to buy land together as a group. Most of the people that brought land, many hundreds and hundreds of people got ripped off from land. And we already know. We saw the whole scam exposed. We had people who were claiming to be for our community, who had introduced into our community some of the most toxic people that you will ever experience in your life. Introduce these people into our community, introduce them onto the YouTube platform, set people up with YouTube platforms to defame and to destroy not one person. As I said, I'm just one person, but the hopes and dreams of hundreds of people, hundreds that was in our community, over 560 people in our community alone. We were able to accumulate 560 people that were down for the Art Cathy Invest Relocate Africa plan. The type of investment in time and energy and know-how and skill that it took to create a platform and to be able to create the activity that drew people's interest was tremendous. A tremendous amount of time, energy, and money went into building a place where people can come and land. But we saw what happened. We saw what happened. And the sinister thing about it is that you had people, and you still have people that are promoting the Gambia and other parts of Africa that are very wicked people. My house that I had in Gambia, my compound that I had to leave out of, because we had a couple of my compounds, we had the YouTubers. I'm not talking about the little YouTubers, I'm talking about the main YouTubers bring police to my house. I've had YouTubers stalking me. You understand what I'm saying? And I still have, there was a lot of just haters coming and injecting themselves in the business and activities that were taking place there, and in their corrupt and wicked thinking, they poisoned something that was so great. However, we know who these individuals are. You know them, like the Bible say, you can tell them by their works. You understand what I'm saying? A good tree produces good fruit. When you see people out there talking and creating content, but when you look at them, they don't have nothing going on. Nothing. They don't have any track record of producing anything by way of helping our people, let alone helping the Gambians on it. Don't listen to those people. Most of them pretty much fizzled out. Some of the main agitators, some of the main haters of the movement, once they destroyed everything, you don't hear from them. You don't see them anymore. Unless I come on and I start talking something that makes sense. Now they become relevant again because they want to come and they devils and they want to destroy something that's positive. In life, we're going to take losses. I'm speaking to diaspora, and I'm also speaking to the brothers and sisters that's in the Gambia, and our brothers and sisters that's in other parts of Africa as well. We have to change our mind. We have to change our mindset in order for us to get out of this poverty that we're in. I made a post the other day, and I shared who would support a 100% community owned and community operated repat organization. It was like 50-50. It was like 50-50, but that's good. That's good. But it can't stop. We can't turn back. Here in the States, it's done. It's done. All you can do is get the little bit of money that you can and invest it. Invest it in Africa. Many people tried to do that and they were devastated. And who is to blame? Now, there's not many people that came to the support of the community. All they cared about was destroying the community, and building their YouTube channels based on their false narratives that they were creating around something that they didn't know. And YouTubers out there, there was a lot of YouTubers that allowed negative on their platform, but they don't give a damn. They did not care. They just care about their platform. You understand what I'm saying? We don't have no type of integrity. But that's the dynamic, that's the situation we have to deal with. A lot of people like to, now that we look at the Gambia, there's so many people that was ripped off of land. We have lawsuits. And the sad thing is, like, people are just taking a loss. They're like, hey, I'm just giving up on everything. I'm just going to take a loss. You understand what I'm saying? It's because you made the wrong decision. And it's okay because we all make wrong decisions. You understand what I'm saying? Operating as individuals, that's the wrong decision. Many of us are built like that, and many of us will never change from that. However, it don't take a lot of us to accomplish what we need to accomplish. Now what we must do, and I'm telling you, anybody that's that's still around and that's in the Gambia and things like that, people feeling misery, people are feeling miserably. People are failing because we are not working together. When you go over there, when you go into these countries and you're going to buy land, like in Ghana, it's a huge problem with that. We have to set up committees. We have to set up, boards. That's one of the things that I initiated early on. That we set up a blockchain boardroom where we have more than one decision maker. But the people that that had the platform, they didn't want that because they wanted to pretty much just get your money without doing the proper due diligence, without putting the proper systems in place so that they can build their home. Get your donations, get your money, get your support so that they can build for themselves. Hey, how you doing, country boy? It's a horrible thing. I was on Dinus Amir about 2 weeks ago. He was up there and RJ was up there, Kanganda was up there, and they were talking about Akon City and that being the scam and the cryptocurrency and all and that whole type of thing. And it got really, really heated up there. So much so that Dinus took the video down. But it was a nasty thing. And then us brothers, man, we need to be able to come together and do something collective and support and help the hundreds of thousands of people that want to come over. We need to form a union. Nobody's talking about this stuff, man. We need to form a union and come together and set up some systems and program just like the American forefathers. Just like countries and governments do. They come together and they set up institutions for their people. From day one, I had a vision, I had a plan that we would be able to work together without having a dictator without having a, you know, a so-called leader, where everyone would be a leader. And there's ways to do that. There's technology to do that. However, it must be done. It must be done. It must happen. You have to be careful, man. You have to be careful, going into these countries. 95% of the people are going to lose. If you're going over to Africa, or you're watching this, or you're over there, just the way that we're built, we're going to lose. Because we're not working together. So when we hear people that speaking this type of thing, we have to come together and do things the right way. We need to use accountants. We need to use lawyers. We need to set up organizations. We need to support those type of things where we have governance bodies. We can't support individuals no more. Okay? It's like setting you up for a trap. When we're supporting individuals and individual agendas, it's a trap. So now we're seeing the failure of the movement. The movement actually didn't fail. What failed is the ones that didn't have the good intentions. They failed. Okay, the movement will never fail because there's progress taking place in Africa, but we're being left out of it, and the other nationalities are getting it. Somebody tell me if I'm lying up here. There is movement and growth taking place, but we're not benefiting from that. Not like we should be. But we can. We can, and a few of us will. A few of us will. In these particular countries, do not be fooled. When you go in and you're dealing with people, don't be naive. It's better off to do your research before you go in and just jump into things. We're viewed a certain way over there. You understand what I'm saying? We are viewed a certain way. People amongst people aren't good for their people. So there's no way they're going to be good for you. So what do we need to do at this juncture? Where are we at now? We saw Brother RJ and a few others, Brother Fode, Sister Yah, the Exodus Alliance. We saw them at a time where the community really, really needed someone to step in when no one would. When the community really needed someone to step in, they stepped in a noble way to help, only to be targeted by, first of all, individuals that do not give a damn about nothing that we're doing over in Africa. And the sad thing is that, our people, we don't even know the difference. Just because someone sound good, they talk good, they know how to make a good edit, that doesn't make them, that doesn't make them someone that has your best interest in mind. Okay? We gotta know who our haters are. You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of times they'll tell you they're our hater. And a lot of times our people get ran off because they see some drama and things like that. So, we'll go ahead and we'll just we'll run away. The brother RJ, trying to help, found himself, like in my situation, being brought to the authorities, being charged. But just as in my situation, charges were dropped. But our people coming over into the country, weaponizing the local police. And the only thing that we did is exposed ourselves, because they're sitting back like, hey, these people are a bunch of fools. These people are a bunch of fools. The sisters coming over there wilding, seeking attention, trying to attach themselves to, brothers doing positive, only to bring, only to try to bring them down. I see RJ, do your thing, brother. I see you out there, keep it moving. We're a lot wiser today. All we did is learn, and we become better when we learn. But the people that was out there causing the problem, see what they're doing. See what they got going on for themselves. Nothing. I've seen so many people just come over there, man, and just turn instantly into haters. People I don't know, people that I know, instead of working together. But that's a part of our culture. Now, we're seeing YouTubers, going on YouTube saying, hey, listen, our people failed over here. Our people came over, they didn't know what to expect. They had false expectations, and, amongst other things. And it led to them having a bad experience, or, causing problems, for the local people as well as diaspora. It was so embarrassing, man. It was so embarrassing, to see the level of ignorance coming from our people in another man's background, in another man's backyard. So that's where we are. That's where we are today. We are, we're seeing where the larger movement has failed. The larger movement, as far as people coming over, that has failed, because the people that were coming over, they were no good. They were no good to come to Africa. So where do we go now? What's the solution? We're working on something, and I've always been working on something. I probably built about maybe 5 websites, starting from 2018, when I first created Invest Relocate Africa website. And I tell everybody, I created that website. There was a guy, he had a platform. He was another big scammer. He had a bunch of people on platform. He know how to go up there, and he know how to create content. He know how to engage people. But what he couldn't do is he couldn't provide opportunities for people. And so he was like, hey, build me a website. I wasn't even thinking about building a website. And I said, you know what? I'll build a website. I'm going to build a website for me, right? I had no intentions on doing anything with the website. I said, hey, I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to build a website, and I'll give him a couple pages up here just to show him what he need to do, because I knew that, most of the time when you do things for people, that they don't appreciate it. They have to work for it. They have to earn it in some type of way. So I built the Invest Relocate Africa website. RJ O'Shea and search. I've seen the live stream with RJ. Yeah, O'Shea. Yup. Yeah, so people saw it, and I'm like, I didn't watch the whole thing. I mean, it was hours and hours and hours of content up there. So I didn't watch the whole thing. All I know is like, when I got up there, unfortunately, the people that a person I had a problem with, they wanted to jump up there and get into it, even though I never mentioned anybody's name, and from day one, because I don't want nobody, trying to attach themselves to me. You understand what I'm saying? So I never got up here. I never talked about anybody except the one person, Juliet Ryan, that was responsible for the failure in the Gambia and corrupting the movement in the Gambia. That's the only one that I named because I had a business relationship with her and I had to expose to you guys, which you later found out that it was all a smokescreen to get the clients because we were directing them in the right way. So once everybody got scared off from what we were doing, they went right into the hands of the devil. And we know that. We see that today. Time is the great revealer of all truth. Yep, the video was deleted. Okay, Caboyo, Daniel, you had a huge hand in destroying the movement. Go hard. See, bro, this is the type of ignorance that I'm talking about coming from this guy right here. Because he don't know what's going on. He don't know what he's talking about. And that's why I jumped on Dinah Samir, because I heard a brother go up there. He's supposed to be a Pan-Africanist. He's still talking that nonsense that Art Cathy scammed somebody when we've already seen the whole thing exposed. See, because we don't listen and we don't pay attention and we don't use our eyes and we don't respect nothing. You understand what I'm saying? Brother RJ, they did it. They came out to help the community to give you all understanding. He ain't come, they wanted the madness to stop because it was destroying money. It was destroying the movement for everybody. So they wanted to come in and get to the bottom of it, and they did their own research, and they found out what was going on, and they made a statement about that. Okay, that was the first time that they cleared things up, that it was, these people were causing problems. Mr. Daniel, did you see that? I didn't see you mention so you don't know what you're talking about, buddy. Do your research. And then a criminal investigation went through all of our paperwork and dropped all the charges. Dropped them. So you had two organizations, one a repat organization, right? It was multiple repat organizations that came in for you. But we never really see the real problem. We never see we don't want to address the elephant in the room. Even though after that situation, the ones that made all of those claims were involved with illegal activity that they were claiming that we were, and they told on themselves. Daniel, I'm waiting for you to reply. So your authority supersedes these repat organizations that's here on the ground that did their investigation, and the Gambian prosecutors that found no fault in what we were doing, and you disregard all of the people that were behind the scene that has been exposed for causing that drama in the Gambia. All the people that's been exposed. We make no mention of them. Still talk. Art Cathy is the best thing that happened to the Gambia. Are you crazy? You have not been listening? When monies came into the Gambia from investment, she gave the money to me to do the right thing with it. And I did the right thing with it because I had my own money. I didn't need anybody money. But the other people that was getting your money, they didn't have any money. They didn't have no source of income. Yeah, the video was deleted. And there was some jewels up there because I had a, I got up there and unfortunately I was confronted by, you know, one of the people that caused the problems over there. At the end of the day, if you have a personal grievance with a person, you take it to the proper authorities. You don't put it out there in the public for the public to get misinformation without facts. That's why things got destroyed there. Not only that, other haters there because they wanted your donations, they wanted your land money, they supported that drama, that nonsense, those lies. And they got everybody. One person mainly, but there's other YouTubers out there that's still getting you. And you won't get anything back. Man, the amount of money that we spend on lawyers over there in that system between Gambia and Ghana, we could have built a city with the money that the diaspora done lost. We could have built several cities over there because we went over there half cocked. We jumped in 2 feet right in a pile of mess. And because we like to go with the person, this feminist movement, like the sisters have a lot of power, but at the same time it could be very detrimental because over in America we have seen how the household or our families have been destroyed. I was listening to a video the other day. America's a powder keg, man. I was with one of my partners. We was going to the gun store. Everybody have guns over here. This is a gun culture. And when you have that many guns in circulation, people already, getting shot and killed on a regular basis. And it's been happening for what? 3.5 decades. My man wife just brought me some tea. Look at the cup of tea. Look. Bitch better have my coffee. You understand what I'm saying? She brought this cup of tea down to me. I didn't know she was gonna shoot me or give me a damn cup. I was like, look, this is the culture that we are trying to escape from. When I came up as a young boy, we were fascinated with guns. Now I don't want a gun. I don't. I've seen too many people killed. I've been shot. My brother got killed. You understand what I'm saying? My friends been maimed. My nephews and family members have been killed and shot. Most of the men in my family have been shot. At one point or another. In these streets, and we're trying to get away from that. The few of us that's left, but everybody else, they're ready to duke it out here. Everybody else, they're ready to duke it out. A few weeks ago, about a couple months ago, there was Alabama. They had that big ruckus down there with the ferry and all of that, and you had those black people and those white people, and they were fighting out there, and the guy had the chair. One guy, the lady went into the water, and everybody, that was like the biggest thing since the Million Man March for black people. That was the biggest thing. Oh yeah. We standing up, we fighting back, or whatever the case may be. And I was like, we shouldn't encourage that type of thing because we can't stand it. We can't win. There's no way in hell we're going to win against a majority population. How you going to win against that? And then a month later, you had a white guy going there. He gunned down 3 black people. And then 2 weeks after that, he killed himself, and then another week, another white guy going there, he gunned down like several. Man, is this the thing that you guys want to go up against? They say this is gonna be the worst one. This war is gonna be worse than anything. I mean, if the trucking logistics shut down by itself, people are gonna starve. So we need to be able to be somewhere where we can grow our own food. And Africa's the place. When you're walking around, you can see chickens. When you're walking around, you can see goats. When you're walking around, you see cows. Let something happen here. And we run around here and we being ignorant and we're, but like I said, we're not trying to fight against ignorance. And I always say, if we must arm ourselves, we must arm ourselves with knowledge. These people that's behind these YouTube platforms, man, they don't give a damn about you, man. All they care about is creating as much content as possible to get as many subscribers as possible, to monetize their YouTube channel, to try to get as many donations as possible, to run raffle scams and schemes, and sell land that's not properly vetted or set up. And we saw that. And unfortunately, we have a lot of professional people out there. We have a lot of accountants. We have a lot of lawyers. We have a lot of engineers. We have a lot of business developers. Come on, we can't do this. We can't come together and do this, right? By setting up things. I was talking about the website. So I created Invest Relocate website, Africa website back in 2018. And since then, I've created 4 more websites. Blacksit was based on that website. I just took elements from that, duplicated the site to create the Blacksit website, which really didn't go anywhere, right? Then I created the Art Cathy website that blew up. Okay? There's no denying that when we were doing our thing in the Gambia, we had it popping because most of the people were coming from the States. And then what we were talking about, we were real. You understand what I'm saying? That lady's a real Pan-Africanist. She's dealing with health. That's what we got to start with first. Is getting our health right. Then came over. I'm not saying that she's perfect. You understand what I'm saying? But she was the best choice. When monies came in, she allowed me to do what I do. And I'm not going to take on any responsibility. Hey, Kiki Love Nigeria. This lady right here is a champion of this damn movement right here. Because during the time when nobody really wanted to address the elephant in the room, she started exposing the dusty divas. Y'all let these 2 women destroy everything. And with Juliet working behind the stream, playing them like puppets. For them to only, within weeks of that nonsense, they was fighting amongst each other. But they would never put that out there. It took damn near 2 years before you knew, well, not that long. But it took months and months before you guys knew the misdealings and all the garbage that they had going on behind the scenes. The dusty, rusty divas. Nobody wanted to address the situation. Nobody wanted to address the situation for what it was. Even today, I mean, like this guy up here, Daniel, don't know what the hell he talking about. After all of the work, you go check out Kiki's channel. I mean, you probably don't even give a damn. You just, just following around some females. following around feet. We rather support our women when they're wrong as opposed to supporting our men when they're right. And that's just what it is. That's just what it is. But to still be sitting here saying that Art Cathy and Quasi Boyd did something wrong, you a damn fool. After people have come out, RJ, and then look, RJ got the same thing happened to him because it's a cultural problem with us. You understand what I'm saying? He came out, and I always say when RJ first talked to me, he was like, you would have thought that I was, he tore me a new, yo, brother, I hear this going on, because they got to him. Juliet called him, talking all of this nonsense. But it didn't take him long. It wasn't no more than a week after they said, hey, calm everything down, take everything off of YouTube, and let's handle this stuff behind the scenes and show, these communities, show diaspora, show, the Africans on the African continent, all of these powerful and influential people that are watching on, all of the people within our community, educated, professional people that are looking to come over and invest in Africa, that we can handle and solve our own situation, right? No, they didn't want to do that. They continue to put out false information and give information to a guy that was out there creating videos about the situation, and he was propped up there. He was put there to create that content. His channel was created specifically to destroy the movement by Juliet and do his own mission. Daniel, dumbass Daniel, had to throw that out there. You guys aren't listening. You don't take proper counsel. That's why we can't take control of the continent, because we choose to be ignorant. The Bible says, my people are destroyed because of the lack of knowledge. And we get ignorant and more ignorant with each generation. At least respect the people at least respect the authority that says that there was no wrongdoing. You think the Gambian prosecutor are going to come in there and see some fraud going on and then give us a pass on that if we were over there doing something wrong? So damn what they say, huh? If y'all watching this, following behind these fools. Following behind these fools and these. The crazy thing is that you had people that wanted to support the damsel in distress or the wolf in the sheep clothing. And we're not talking about one person. It's just the mentality, and we see it time and time and time and time again. Ignoring the facts. And people losing. People coming over there, investing in there like Elvin. There's many people like him, I've lost so much money over there. I don't see it as a loss, though. It's a stepping stone. You got to expect to take a loss. You're not going to win everything. You got people over there that don't know what to do, even if they had all the people in the world supporting them. They'll still never do anything for you. They'll never open up their land for you. They'll never open up what they have going on that's for them. But guess what? Guess who they want to build that? They want you to build it. They want you to support, and they want to tell you, hey, this is the African dream, but you can't do that. Like I tell you all the time, everybody can't go over there and and get 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 YouTube subscribers. But people tried that. You had all of these bums come over there and try to get YouTube channel. That fizzled out. You understand what I'm saying? You gotta be a special type of person to be like banging it, doing this all the time. About nothing. I don't want the camera in my face all the time, like, hey, you know what I mean? I'm not that type of person. I like to do the work. I like to make things happen. And then when the camera come on me, you're gonna see, like if you go down my channel, you see me working with people. You see me working with Gambians. You see me working with diaspora before the great blow up. You ain't famous. Why are you on my channel then? I ain't trying to be famous, but apparently, bye, buddy. I have people all the time try to snuff my light out, but my work speak for itself. My work speak for itself, and it's not no corrupt work. It was all good work. Let's look at that. You understand what I'm saying? We got so much jealousy, man. People were just so jealous. And a lot of times it be like, you won't believe, like people will have like maybe 4 or 5 or 6. One of the biggest YouTubers out there had multiple YouTube accounts because these people are crazy. Running around commenting, making it seem like it's a whole bunch of people, that's, you understand what I'm saying, supporting a particular idea, and it just be them staying up all night trying to bring somebody down. And there's another YouTuber out there. He, what they'll do is they'll befriend you. They'll act like they're cool with you to get information, and then they'll turn on you. And that's what I've seen there. I've had YouTubers bring the police to my house. I've had YouTubers contact me, act like they cool, and then start making videos about me and things like that. Because they don't care. They're just trying to, they just getting involved with the drama and the hype and all of that stuff. But look at what they're doing. Look what they're doing, man. Just being the devil. And the whole time, I'm sitting back. I'm unfazed by it because they're up not all night thinking about me, but I'm sleeping well. I'm not thinking about them. They stressing over me. Make a video about him. They calling each other, stressing, going crazy. Let's try to bring this man down. Instead of having some integrity and minding their damn business and going somewhere. Now look at the movement. You have people that's supposed to be popular people now. People don't even want to go over there and see them no more. But they'll try to blame it on somebody else. Oh, he messed everything up for everybody. How? But it's not your support of people that came in the country defaming the movement. It's not their fault though. It's the fault of somebody that's invested, heavily invested there in the Gambia. I'm not there, but my children are there. My families are there holding it down till I return. But in any case, I wanted to hop up. I'm not going to stay up here too long. I wanted to be able to, I've seen videos and things like that. And, Mark me, Africa, be careful, brother. Be very careful. Hey, what's up, Mr. Bronze? This brother right here, man, I was speaking with this brother even before I even got settled in Africa. So we've had some great conversation. He himself has experienced attacks, you know, from this Jezebel spirit. We have to get around it, man. We have to get around it. And I'll warn anybody, like RJ going to jail and being in jail for 30 days, it's like all of we gonna be persecuted, man. If you ain't being persecuted, you probably the persecutor. You understand what I'm saying? Most when people come into power, they're corrupted. When they get some power, they get some attention. Yeah, the culture is also common in Europe, most definitely. It's our mentality. How we've been bred and how we've been made. We speak one language. We speak our enemy language, and we think our enemy thoughts. So we become our own worst enemy. We become our own worst enemy. Anybody that's out there and that's dealing with, trying to bring our people together, and we saw with our RJ, like I said, him going through what he went through. And I was on Dynas Amir and I was talking up there, and Dynas Amir was like, hey, RJ, when he had his situation, absolute power corrupts absolutely, especially amongst the ignorant. Brother RJ going through what he went through. I bet he never expected it. I didn't expect that either. I was just hoping that our situation was an isolated situation. So much so where this brother said, hey, he's not, like I was saying, I am not helping nobody. I've invited so many people into my house. Everybody that's somebody in the Gambia came to my compound. Mass Quasi's not famous. Okay. I'm not known to be on YouTube. I'm known to be something else, and that's real. That's what I'm known for. I'm known to be a real brother. And anybody, even my haters, and Kiki will tell you, even my haters be like, hey, Quasi don't seem like that type of person. Quasi seems like a cool person. Because I am. I don't need nothing from nobody. I make my own way. Always have since a young kid. Likes corrupt, going viral corrupts. Absolutely. Absolutely does. And the ones you support, the ones that are doing positive, they still have to deal with it. They still have to deal with it. You know what I mean? Because you have that attention and things like that. And, however, we got to stop focusing on individuals. We're going to stop focusing on individuals. We're going to create organizations. They have organizations that's going to be the corporations of the future. They call it decentralized autonomous organizations that's community run and community owned. We can have ambassadors, but we don't want an ambassador running an organization and handling finance as an ambassador. We can't. All we've successfully done is propped up people who are not realistic in their repatriation presentation. That's all we did. Because if you sending money and you sending donations to people and you're supporting these people, that's not about you. All that does is create uh, an illusion that this person is being successful here or being successful on the continent, and they're not. I hit my 1 hour mark, so I'm gonna go ahead and close out. This Mass Quasi Go Hard Africa. You know, if you really want to build, you hit me up at QuasiBoyd@yahoo.com. You guys know how to spell my name, Quasi, KWESIBOYD @yahoo.com. We have some things that's going on behind the scenes that is global. That's global. We were able to be so impactful in Gambia by itself, undoubtedly. Okay. Anyone that have something else, Shannon, I'm 50. I turned 50 years old. How old are you? Yep. I turned 50 years old in March. So I've been around the block. I have quite a bit of experience, business experience, and life experience as well. But like I said, my actions speak louder than what I can tell you out my mouth. And what we see a lot of lip professors. We see a lot of people talking, but when you see them, they're just bums. I can't put it any simpler. Mass Quasi, Go Hard Africa. Peace.